Fans Antidale and Weir and Way there. I'm Runners. Free here Enterprise to some doors. Get to see their evening hour. Lose Demarine. Hi. Good shuffled. Wait, sorry, 1 second. Back that up. Good evening, Free Enterprise fans. We're here to see some doors get shuffled and our runners lose their way. I'm Demarine. They're Antidale. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good, actually. We are here for some fun that I still don't perfectly understand.
Well, it's new enough. I don't think anyone perfectly understands it yet. It's definitely an unsolved problem on how to deal with randomized doors.
Do love some randomized doors. That's the big conceit here right now is we are going to be shuffling where everything is. Quite literally everything, i.e. the maps are getting shuffled.
Yeah, I mean, you might land at outside of Baron Castle, walk in and see Yang and the Sylphs, or it could be Troya, or you could get like 5 towns deep. Who knows?
Yeah, Lunar Subterrane could be underground, or Bahamut could have decided to relocate to Dwarf Castle because, Conquering King and all that. I'd run. Towns can be nested in towns. The entrances in towns are shuffled too. So your Baron Armor shop could actually be, Mycidia's item shop or Mycidia.
Yeah, and mostly dungeons are all together, but there are some changes. Yang and the Sylphs have been moved away from the actual house entrance exit, and it's its own thing, as well as the shops in Evelyn, the weapon shop and the armor shop and the inn item shop. Those aren't going to reside in Evelyn Cave, probably.
Yeah, most things are just not going to end up in the places that they're used to seeing them. We are on hero as well. Kane is going to be our hero. Possibly, I think, my number one hero for these seeds, just because of the sheer amount of equipment he can equip early. Because if you find things like, Land of Summon Monsters 1, the upper one, you get that free chest. It's an Avenger and your Kane's on, and life is pretty great. Treasures are fairly friendly here. The big thing is that this is not necessarily about combat difficulty. It's about routing difficulty.
Yeah, it's about taking your notes. It's about making sure that you make really good choices with what equipment you keep and sell, and what stuff you're willing to purchase. The shops are better than normal, making use of the S Wildish flag that Escront had implemented. So you'll find neat stuff like Avengers in a shop sometimes, and you're gonna find your Bacchus wine. You're gonna find your hourglasses, but do you have enough money to afford it when you find it, and how do you route it back in when you get money? Are very important questions our runners are gonna have to solve.
Yeah, it's going to be there's some very cheeky grinds to be had. There's even a couple of bonus ways to access certain locations because, interestingly enough, on this branch, both Chocobos and the hovercraft can fly. We've got bros, we've got turtles, we've got a power shirt, speaking of gear that Kane can definitely equip to start the game. And I think we're off and running between this race between Flurry and Invent here on your screen right now.
Yeah, and now I don't think it's very likely we won't see it because runners hate to do Baron Castle in this because it's so slow. But if Baigan is at the main throne, this is a great backwards day.
Yeah, that would be really interesting, wouldn't it? But yeah, there's a couple of other features that you'll kind of need to get used to. One thing is that you will eventually see our runners decide to reset the game in a different way. There's soft lock prevention by holding down select and pushing R. This is also a quick way to basically stop yourself, i.e. to get yourself back outside of Mycidia with your airship, which can be really useful. So here's our first item shop. There's Gaia drums here if you want. And we've got the rear of Dwarf Castle, which is a path through and, of course, is Dwarf Castle.
Yeah, lots of chests available. They're a little slow, but the item shop is really important. It's one of the places you can find those Bacchus wine, hourglass, and coffins. And those cheeky grinds you mentioned earlier get really helped out by the max level bonus flag that Scythe Marshal implemented. If you get some hourglasses and can do Cold Dragons relatively quickly early, you get a boatload of experience points.
The Baron Chocobo Forest has something really interesting. It actually does have access to mute bells. Since it is Monster in a Box, there's new flags for that, above, below, and moon, and we have above and below on, but no moon. So everything except for LST, all of those encounter chests do matter. Inven is on a deep loot and also found curse rings for sale, while it looks like we've got Edward and a Bedward here, and he's going to hand us a tower key. Tower key's real interesting.
Yeah, that might be my favorite end up change. It does change the logic of accessing underground, because if you find Lower Babel and you complete it and you complete the tower key, you get underground. You don't need to necessarily need the magma key. You don't need the hook. You don't need anything other than a tower key. Sometimes it's really great.
Yeah, one of the most powerful things there. There was also, we don't have a user of it, but there was for sale a Stardust Rod. We also don't have a user for the Bahamut. Curse Ring is also for sale in Dwarf Castle. And Inven's going to give us a look at what lies beyond, because Dwarf Castle is a pass through, and the other end of it is Fabul.
Yeah, Flurry also in a pass through with Watery Pass. A lot of people don't go there. It's such a long walk that early on I'm really willing to see if the game's going to determine whether or not I will find it. It's a Leviathan summon. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yep, and if you end up at, you can see there's Flurry R selecting and Inven R selecting, so both of them hopping out into different routes here. Inven did locate at the Fabul Chocobo Forest is Fusoya injured and not having a great day, and our tower key is probably going to be our underground access, because there is Lower Babel at Mist Cave North.
And Troya Castle here, you always still get to go up Troya through the main way, but now you have two other side entrances here that can be whatever. And the Troya Castle is one that poses really interesting questions about when you route it in, because most of the time early on, you probably want to do Flame Dog because it's easy enough to do, and it gives you key item check, which gets you a bonus experience overall. But then you are going to R-select out and kind of panic button out, and depending on what you have left in that area, you might need to think about what you're going to do and what you're going to leave behind.
Yep. R-Select does also open up if you do get that. There's Upper Battle too. We don't actually really need that, but it's there. It's still one check. But yeah, you will find yourself, if you get the Luca key is completely free now. You can R-Select out a Luca Cave after you pop the item. Fighting bosses is for losers anyway.
Yeah, it's almost like the Warp Glitch is on it. And we got Sheila's Tower here, wherever Flurry is, and that hair on her robe is really sweet, assuming we find one of the girls.
Yeah, that's, in my notes, that's Waterfall Entrance 2. I go bottom to top, like we're doing the plot. Inven finds something very interesting. That's the Black Chocobo, which gives you access to Magnus, but nothing else. Or you could summon up singular yellow Chocobos and get access to... you can actually use the Chocobo to get access to Adamant Cave or to Cave Eblin. So all the world's a stage at this point for our runners.
Yeah, and yellow Chocobo is single use. The Black Chocobo sticks around. And when you summon it, it does get you outside of Troya in the Black Chocobo forest. So I will sometimes use it as a quick warp up to that forest, and I can do all those checks really quick because there's so much forest up there. And you get to use the Black Chocobo the entire time. It's kind of neat.
I've already lost most of my note tracking, but Inven did locate HG2s, so Hourglass 2s are on deck, and Inven is now in a town nest.
And there's the Hairdryer South entrance that he just got into, Flurry's Wonderland of Monsters. Both of those get a quick written down note for me. It's like I just write hair for hair dryers because I'll always remember. Gross, Val. Gross.
And Miss Dragon's probably fine there, but will pummel your party, so you're going to need to have a full party and some blinkers. I note the hairdryer chest as Lunar 1 because there is one check there, and then the other lunar path is Lunar 0 because there are 0 chests there. And Vince found both ends of Lunar 1 by the by, so...
In the same town, or
both in Toroya.
I do kind of love it. There's Radials. He's right in that town for sure.
That's super important. Yeah, you've got Cecil already. Lightsabers are almost assuredly going to be in for sale someplace, and more so that like you are like one key item check away. It feels like all the time from getting your hands on an Excalibur or Crystal Sword on these flags. So.
Yeah, they show up pretty frequently, and Keen's the hero, so maybe you'll get an Avenger and can share like a Gigantax or something.
So Fabul left was also a check that was important, and I was writing it down, and then my brain forgot what it was. Fudge.
Yeah,
Hard to keep
Comms
up.
are vibes for this. It's hard to keep up with two people.
Hard to keep up with one people.
Right. It's hard to keep up with myself.
Myself, yeah. Like, yeah, the idea here though is that we're still deep in the exploratory phase. Our runners are trying to kind of gather enough power to be able to do things. Like, here's D-Lunars. You've got Cure 2s for this and a Firebomb for this. This is the defensive Fabul. Obviously, this is kind of how you get yourself online. Man, neither of them died to that. Yo, Firebombs suck. Get some hit points.
I mean, it's DKC's fault.
He does suck. Flurry's also in the Mysidia turret of Town Nest now.
Yeah, Inven didn't need to, but does activate the script there by attacking the D-Lunar, which will stop it from attacking and going on its normal script, and we'll just kind of sit around and do nothing except react when there's only the one of them.
Yep, it also stops just getting blasted with fire casts, which are just long and annoying.
Wow, Moonveil. Wow.
Woo! We can fight. You could theoretically go fight Mist Dragon with that. It would just take, 25 minutes all day.
4 years. Hey, here's Antlion Cave.
We love Antlion Cave early. Didn't really get any great grind options. I know that in particular with Hourglasses, going through pass-throughs is really nice on the off chance that you get punted out at specifically Sylph Cave. Because then you can walk down and pop a Siren for a Gold Dragon. Things I've definitely done in Seeds before.
Yeah, there's nothing like Rosa getting Cure 4 at 28 minutes into a Seed and you didn't do a D-Machine grind. You just did one Gold Dragon fight.
Watching Inven in particular, I did learn one of the Chihir grinds and then took it to a seed that could have been a sub 70 if I hit some coin flips. But Luca Key is super good in the early game as well. Just because it sets up one of the cheekiest grinds of all time, which is reflect a kill spell onto a door in sealed cave to get infinite experience points. The grind. Door grinding. It's not only viable, it's downright good. Good boss to see off the board here, though, at Antlion Cave.
Yeah, and doors are level 58, so that you want to be, 29, 20, like 23, 24 or less is your max, is your highest level person in order to get 20% per 5 that you're under. So very early game, you get a lot of experience off a door.
Yeah, your first door can be upwards of 70 or 80,000 experience points, depending upon what party you're running.
Yeah, and that flag that we talked about a couple times. Hey, Darkness Crystal's neat. You got Whale.
Yeah, we even know where to get Whale later, because we're going to go back to my city eventually. Usually you'll see runners do a very thorough clearing of the earth before they decide to leave, though. Especially because you run into Town Nests and you can be here for a while. Can you explain how experience works on these flags precisely? Because there's a couple of interesting experience flags for sure.
Yeah, so we don't have 10 key item bonus. Instead, when you get the crystal, your XP doubles. And then let me pull up the flag set to make sure that the percentage is correct. But we have KI check bonus 5, which means every time you do something that could have resulted in a key item, you get 5% extra experience on your next checks, or on your next experience gains. It just kind of adds it to the bonus overall. And then we have that max level bonus, which is, let me get the exact wording.
While you are getting that exact wording, Inven is in a pass-through. Found the Pass Cafe, interestingly enough, selling passes. Man, this is barely randomized, I guess. In Land of Summon Monsters, so also going to get the Land of Summon Monsters 1 treasure box here, which is
Crystal Sword.
Yeah, we knew that would happen. I called that at the start. It's fine. We're good. Always one key item check away from it anyway.
Yeah, so that XP max level bonus is under this flag if 5 plus twice the largest level in your party is less than the smallest monster level in the encounter. Then the encounter awards 20% extra bonus experience, and that happens for each that you are 5 under. the twice. So if you are 10 levels under double, you get 40% experience, which is a stealth nerf to Foo. Well, not too stealthy, because it's pretty obvious that you can't have double Foo's level and add 5 and be less than anything in the game that you're going to fight. So
on the
you'll
flip
never
side,
get
though,
the bonus XP.
but on the flip side, yeah, Foo, so life's all right, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Foo's still Foo, but if you can not have Foo and do some early double golds or something, I think it's like level 43, and you still get 20% for that stuff.
Yeah,
it's fun to trawl through the levels and make yourself a little spreadsheet or something for it and figure all that out.
it's just very fun finding early LST and doing, or early Cave Bahamut with hourglasses and like a Dragoon Spear, and just, all of a sudden levels are no longer a problem forever because you are now level 45, and any fight that you get into is going to be pretty favorable.
Yeah, or even warlocks and mute bells and coffins and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to manipulate it. But it's definitely something to be aware of every time you're doing something to make sure that you're like, as you're going down, as you're going here. We have now found Cave Bahamut and the LST.
Yep. And we do know where we do also know where Ordeals is, so Inven will eventually be lined back that way with the extra levels, and probably wants to fill out the character roster a little bit first here. Great kit on deck, really handy if we need to do.
That's quite consistent.
That's Forum. I can't tell how long the ponytail is on this tiny screen.
But someone found a heron robe. I don't know if Inven found it, but we definitely know where one is somewhere. And love that white mage.
Yep. So big things to note so far as keeping really accurate notes is brutal. We do know where our deals is. We know where our Crystal Sword is. We have access to the underground, and we have access to the moon. So every entrance is in play at this point in time. And this is where it really does come down to two things: routing, and it is a randomizer. So a little bit of luck.
Yeah, once the runners really move into I'm going to do stuff mode, they're going to look for their high density places. I think it was Flurry found Evelyn Castle, so that's a good play early. You love to see Lower Babel, especially with a Tower Keen hand like Flurry has, so that's 6 checks, gets you underground. They should all be pretty fast. So they're really looking to maximize the amount of checks per second they can do once they start going.
Yeah, and I mean, Crystal Sword Cecil gets going like to an unbelievable degree in this, just the same as he would in any other seed. Zeus Gauntlet going to be grabbed up as well here. Again, we are just preparing for this. Is almost certainly just all prep for a trip up Ordeals, and then we're gonna do the work.
Yeah, there's very little doubt in my mind that the constant question is, do I think I can take Ordeals when it's fast enough?
Inven, it looks like, is going to be passing through back to Toroya here, to the rear of Toroya, at the back of Toroya, in the original Black Chocobo farm, a location that multiple runners have lamented that they forgot exists, and then their underground access is back here. Do not ask me how I know that. Please don't ask me how I know that.
I mean, I know I watched Flurry run into that, and that's how I never ran into it myself.
Yeah, I must have missed that stream. Bad job me.
It was early on indoor rando times.
It's still early on indoor rando times. I mean, at least comparatively speaking, if you've played other randomizers, you would know that, like, if you've played if you played Z1R, doors have been randoed forever. If you've been playing Dragon Warrior randomizers, there's not a lot of doors, but they're randomized. Z2R, doors are randomized. Z3R has door randomizer, but that's on a fork. FF4's had door randomizer for a while, and floor randomizer, and other maddening things that make my life wonderful.
And this version of this FF Enterprise's doors is kind of like Z3R's cross-world entrance shuffle, more than it is Z3R's doors, since doors is the internal dungeon stuff. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's levels for doors for sure in any given randomizer, and every randomizer community has different terms for it. Which I guess is the difference between entrances and doors in Z3R. Yeah, entrances is just external entrances, and things in the interiors are pretty intact, and then there's doors. which leads to stuff like there's 27 treasure chests in Eastern Palace. Have a good time.
Ha ha ha. You have to fight Golbez to get your Paladin.
There's another flag here, though. When you fight Golbez, Golbez's gonna have a good time here. Shadow Dragon.
Things.
Yeah, Shadow Dragon's a little weird now. Shadow Dragon does different things. Did you know that you can soft lock on this fight?
I've seen at least 2 people do it, and one of them I'm talking to.
I'm one of them. I had enough speed to throw up a Star Veil early. Shadow will cast 3 randomized spells. One of the spells is, in fact,
I've seen 2 different spells, Beak and something else.
It was Breath, was reflected onto the Shadow Dragon, and reflecting Breath onto the Shadow Dragon makes it not be able to use Retreat and leave the fight, so it just sits there and spams Retreat forever. Funny, haha. Funny, you've got to reset. Please make sure you save a lot.
Yeah, and Shadow Dragon really, really wanted Cecil to die. Unfortunately, Cecil's not the important person here because Cecil doesn't have a crystal sword yet.
Give him a minute.
I like that light sword that Flurry just picked up after he picked up a crystal sword. So he's like, cool, I got stuff to sell now. There's 33K in the pocket.
Yeah, that's a big chunk of cash. I can turn that into probably Bacchus wines.
Yeah, a mix of 5 Bacchus wine and or a mix of 5 of any Bacchus wine and hourglasses you want. Yeah, throw in some coffins, whatever.
I think he's got hourglasses already. I think both runners found them. But yeah, also it's cabins and cure twos and not Leviathan summons, and Golbez is heckin' dead.
Yeah, Golbez got mostly noticeably nerfed here. I did have one time where he was very angry. I think it was at the Masa altar and knew all the 2 or 3 spells and just threw them out at me. I was like, cool, here's Lit 3, cool, here's Ice 3, cool, here's Fire 3. And I was like, dang, I'm glad I got a Star Veil up.
Yeah. And then I started blasting, and then that's really awful, isn't it? West is sort of a pass-through. It's only a pass-through if you have Rydia.
Yeah, and that is an important thing to remember, because I've definitely seen people forget that and not be able to find the character up on East Hobbs very well because they couldn't get through. They forgot they could get Rydia through West Hobbs.
Mm-hmm. Flurry is scribbling down that this is Cave Magnus, and the top of Ordeal gives us a pan. We know where Sheila is. I think we saw Sheila earlier. She was at Waterfalls. We have not found Yang and the Sylphs, though. They are their own entrance now, as was alluded to earlier by Antidale. So,
yeah, and not only are they at their own entrance, the monster boxes the 2 treasure chests in there can have the monster box like normal. So you can go through Sylph Cave and get at least you're gonna get 5, but you might not get all 7 checks there from the boxes if you go through the damage tiles area.
The Sea Serpent is down for Inven. And I guess it's time to do the most important thing of them all, which is take up the sword.
Yeah, while we were commentating, Cecil was learning the sword.
Cannot believe that he spent the last 30 seconds practicing the blade. Turned into a paladin. Is like, all right, cool. Practice more with this sword, but man, Crystal Sword's pretty automatic. It's got like sentience or something.
It's got a laser scope.
Turn my auto aim to maximum. And Inven knows how he wants to get levels on his paladin by wandering over here to Upper Babel.
Yeah, nice and easy with the poison axe that Kane has too.
Gonna put those ogres on permanent lockdown with this hourglass, and is he gonna try to set up doubles? That would be cheeky. It's real hard to do with jump, though.
It's real hard to do with jump with only 2 characters. It'd be fine if you had a full party.
Yeah, I don't think he even cares, honestly. This is just to get Cecil supercharged pretty much and maybe get a little bit of extra magic onto Porum.
Yeah, if Porum gets burst out of this, you're thrilled. And Cecil's going to be swinging for like 2k almost immediately, so he's happy too. Yeah, this is where like routing considerations come in. Like, no, making sure you had this in the bag. There's 19 level, or Cecil level 19. He's fine.
There's burp. We've got the power. We've got a Dragoon helmet. We don't really care. We are selecting out of here. We'll see you later.
Yeah, Dwarf Castle would be pretty cool now, or just more entrances.
We do know where Dwarf Castle is. We haven't located. We have not yet located. What's it called? We have Defensive Bull. We have Antlion Cave. We haven't located Baronin yet, and we haven't located an Earth Crystal yet. But we do know where Zod is.
Kane, give me your stuff.
Yeah,
you're not the hero anymore.
I'm the main character. Cool, that Cecil's got like 60 strength already. What the hell? Can't believe it. His sword's got a scope. His armor's got a scope. It's got the extended barrel on the gauntlets.
His scope's got a scope.
What is this? Resonance of Fate? His scope's got a scope and his barrel's got a barrel, I guess. Oh, yeah, I think Inventus just decided it's time to get some severe experience here. I'm going to do the 24-minute LST. This is a thing that happens on these flags, by the way.
Yeah.
I've definitely done this before because I like levels.
Of course, Flurry is now on a timer because he's got to get 2 ordeals soon.
Yeah, Flurry's gonna have more map knowledge going forward, but the trade-off here is, is that Invent is in push mode now. So there's the Hourglass coming out. Forum's dead, but that's what a life potion's for.
Yeah, we got time to get her up so she can be successful.
Has one job. Yeah, Flurry's still in Explorer mode here because raising the whale right now as well. Having access to everything is sometimes a curse.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. And Flurry will know where stuff is, but Invent can just do it when he finds it, which I find stronger most of the time.
Yeah, because just going into a check and then leaving it takes the same amount of time whether or not you intended to do it in the first place.
And Invent hasn't found, was it Edward that had the tower key?
Yeah. He doesn't even know he can go underground yet. Not that he cares. He's an LST popping one of the 1 to 2 sirens that you get on these flags.
Only 300,000 experience points at 25 minutes in.
Flex on him.
It took a minute for 25 levels on everybody, pretty much.
Yep. It's like got that float just in case of emergency, i.e. emergency, I've got to do Sylph Cave because life is terrible. So yeah, this is the balance, right? Do you want to be an explorer or do you want to be an assassin? Do you want to just find your power and then start gaming out of your mind?
Porum sadly has not enough MP for another burst.
That's okay. We can do some targeted damage here. She has enough MP to throw a life potion.
Good old 0 MP. Never betrays me.
Yeah. For all the grind complainers out there, Plumeria Knight making a good point. Imagine doing an entire D machine grind in 2 minutes. You know, I have not yet touched the inside of the giant on these flags, and I think that is never going to change.
I have done it a number of times to find Last Arm.
That is too cheeky for me. Thank you very much.
It's I need to get something out of this moon play. I might as well. I've gotten in the whale. I've done all of the moon things. I'm going to leave the moon anyway. There's no better time for me to do this, I guess.
I'm so used to just selecting my way back to Earth, just saying to heck it and just leaving.
I think I had some really unattractive things to do left on the blue planet, so it was like, eh.
Yeah, last arm is a check, but it's like one encounter chest. I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, it's a cutscene to get to one encounter chest. It's not super great, but it is the
It is.
It is one thing to do, and if you don't,
It is
you aren't set up well for Sylph.
It is definitely the I've just gotten to 10 items on the moon, and it's like I could like reset down and try and bang up my levels and then do like Valvolus at King of Summon Monsters like on this seed, or I could try to go do Last Arm, and if I hit, well, I'm the greatest player of all time and also probably save myself 12 minutes.
Yeah, so there's a time and a place for everything. It's just not necessarily super great. Sid's here on Hobbs. Flair's got 4 people.
Just fill him out. Invent found Eblin. I wonder if he's going to do Eblin.
I wonder if he's strong enough at level 40 something.
With Crystal Sword Cecil, with a Power Shirt, a Zeus Gauntlet, and a Crystal Sword. I'm pretty sure, pretty sure things are going to be a-okay fine here.
Honestly, the Sailman got an attack off is kind of frustrating, just given how fast Kane has to be.
There is Sealed Cave for Flurry, but we do not have a Luca key yet. Good to know where it is, but I think that Stellman's not having a very good day.
No, Kane jumped for 7k.
Truly the most easy game, easy life moment of them all.
Poor even knows Cure 3 under half an hour. Hook.
So yeah, knowing how to get your experience on these flags, good. Because you just want to be able to do things.
Yeah, knowing where your LST is and knowing where you can do gold dragons is really, really important.
Is Flurry
able to do them quickly?
Is Flurry just gonna access the underground without opening any of the box? Speaking of Sealed Cave, by the way, Luca Key is here in Eblin, so if Inven finds Sealed Cave, you can take the 2-minute walk down to the bottom and then not do the boss, because fighting bosses is for people who have the time to fight bosses. And Fusoya havers mostly, which we are not.
Yeah, I kind of love this place. If he doesn't have like an Earth Hammer on that Sid to just get underground and find some more checks.
Yeah, I mean, again, Flurry's going to know the entire map. Again, like you mentioned, is that Inven's just going to be able to kill the entire map.
Yeah, in a seed where you didn't find the LST and have a Crystal Sword Cecil to make the gold dragons go away quickly, this is a really cool play from Flurry. However, that's not the seed Inven's playing.
Yeah, no, Inven is playing Dragon Warrior Randomizer with the gold glitch, and Flurry is playing honest Dragon Warrior Randomizer, and that is not exactly what you want to be doing in a seed where you could be playing some very dishonest things.
Yeah, another interesting thing is when do you select, when you do panic button out and when do you just exit too. It is cool to kind of have reasons to do both.
Yeah, like here for Tower Key, you can select down to the bottom if Tower Key is just an entrance and then walk back in and trip the cutscene as you walk back in.
And Inven exiting out from Eblin so he can go back in into the town that he knew he wanted to do this warriors check or keep the town checks going.
Annadale does have a party rock now, which was the reward for getting underground through this route. So now it is very likely. I would certainly hope that Flurry would decide that now I've got some levels, maybe I should do Ordeals. Ordeals is over there.
Yeah, Ordeals is not down here. And Zot's often terrible check, but hey, Bacchus wine's good.
That's some good drinking.
Does Flurry have stuff to sell? Nope, guess not.
Maybe he'll come back for good drinking later.
Yes, he definitely wrote down the name of that bar.
There's Baron Inn. It is underground. It's Yang. I think we're okay with Yang here, honestly. This could probably pop out to save to go try and do this. Yeah. And then just having a good time checking treasure chests here while again Flurry is gonna most certainly add Yang to the gang here, and then kind of work on from there.
Yeah, Yang's pretty solid in this flag set. You get enough levels that he's going to be fine, and then cat claws are easy to find.
Cat claws are always in a shop, like 100% of the time. It's just a matter of A, do you find them already, and B, do you write it down?
Hey, look, it's free.
Inven with a 250,000 gold does not buy a ribbon here. Not that I think he thinks he needs to buy anything. You also reach a point in these flags where
and you're just like, I don't care.
Yeah, you kind of reach a point on these flag sets also where like weapon and armor shops don't matter anymore, and it's just like I'm going into item shops that need Bacchus wines, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, the very short list of I still need to keep shopping for this, but we're kind of already done with that. We've seen Hourglasses and we've seen Bacchus wine, and we've got the past.
Inven finds Sheila now, so did not know where this was before because he was too busy obtaining ultimate power and violence and doing ultimate violence with power. Of note, Baron Inn had a whole lot of nothing. There's silk webs. Gonna probably grab up 3 or 4 of them just to have them. They're useful for a couple of things. Doing LST bosses vaguely early. Obviously, still want one for Zeromus because Zeromus is still silly fast.
Yeah, especially with the Keen hero, you want to get that double slow. Hey, here's Young, or at least has something to do.
Yeah, I mean, Inven's going to get down here. It looks like if he is pondering doing upper Babel or lower Babel now, it looks like, especially with the fact that, going to curse ring his cane so that Cecil goes fast. Cecil can crack open these alerts in one swing for certain. If he doesn't get one in one swing, I'd be shocked.
We'd have to fire Cecil.
Only does. It must have heard because he's just like, all right, I'm going to kill 2 of them with one swing. I'm like, you can't do that. It was a rat tail that Flurry missed on the way up here. Cave Evelyn.
Another nice one too, yeah.
Technically also a pass through. The entrance at the back is randomized because upper Babel is its own check.
Yeah, it's really a mini town. Like it's the smallest town possible. Mm-hmm. Most towns have like 4 entrances. This has only got 3, so it's not really a town, but it's kind of a town.
I mean, it's the same as Fabul. Fabul also has 3 entrances.
Sure.
So yeah, the story of this is going to be Flurry now knows where everything in the game is, and it is just a matter of deciding how he wants to route out his checks. For Inven, it is just a matter of walking into a place and going, what do I need to do to clear this? Then holding the A button down in its general direction for the amount of prescribed time until everything dies.
We've got a blue robe that we won't ever fight or find out which one it is unless we find the other one.
Goodbye, friend. Or friends, we don't know. Edge is very strong on these flags overall because you do tend to, much like with like big swords. You also do happen to find like ninja swords in shops and have plenty of money in the late game, as well as Masamunes tend to fall out of the sky at you on occasion.
Yeah, you can even find Muras in shops too. With that S Wildish flag, if you got the 44k for them each. Or 66? It's 66 and then 88 for mouses, yeah.
Yeah, I tend to be very happy just finding ninja swords personally, but yeah. You can get into the stochastic curve of precise optimization of specifically Murasames versus ninja swords if we really wanted to, but I don't feel like doing a graph on stream.
No, and it's fundamentally uninteresting because it just doesn't matter. Like, the difference between the two of them is not large enough to care.
Nope. Here's some free stuff, though. It is a free boss here.
He's going to say ouch no matter what, just whether he actually says ouch or he just disappears without saying ouch.
This spot's generally fast enough that it's okay just to sort of wait and just make him say ouch rather than attempting to pummel him with this party of 3. Also, he's going to hit for like no damage. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, Porm got hit for $172. Hey, I think she'll be fine.
Yeah, Inven also did pick up the package. Have we seen Mist Town at all?
Yeah, it was in the town nest. Magma key at the top of tower. Not that that's a big deal. Pinktail is here for Flurry in Cave Eblin. So a thing we haven't seen yet on Inven's screen. So again, Flurry finding some different key items on the route to 11 here.
Yeah, that has been a fun thing as I've played Seeds and shared them with people or watched Inven and Flurry race a few times. How different the routes can be, and the times can still end up fairly similarly as long as someone doesn't get this massive power spike differential that Inven's had for close to 20 minutes now.
Yep. It's always just really interesting because a lot of it does come down to like, there's Murasames. They're also 66k, I guess, by the way. A lot of it does come down to when people decide to like R select and how that changes your overworld routing, because like a R select at a different timing will take you around the world in a different route, or if you go into like the Black Chocobo Forest early and decide to teleport over to Toroya, and how that alters your routing. And so what ends up being like one small change early can greatly cause you to diverge in terms of how you get through all of the checks in the game.
Yeah, massive ripple effects in terms of what characters you can have and what items you'll have for them. Here's a tower key for Inven. He's probably going to go straight up Lower Babel.
Yeah, I guess he did not. Right, that's right. He didn't have the tower key yet when he went into Lower Babel. He just cleared it out because, it was there, and so was he.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it was a good choice when he hadn't seen it yet, so it could be underground, could still be on the moon. But now he gets his underground for free and doesn't have to find the well.
Which was, the magma key was underground anyways, so at least now he knows he doesn't need to go through the Upper Babel hook route. I think this is Flurry this is to Ordeals for Flurry now, so Flurry's going to hit up Ordeals now with some juice and some party members.
And there's Inven making use of the Chocobo there to check out the grotto entrance without having to have the hook, the hook and the hovercraft, or the hovercraft, since we have the Omnicraft.
Oh no! Right, no, I'm sorry. Inven already had the magma key from his routing as well. Yeah. Shoot, I did not realize that. And the well's up here. So yeah, it doesn't even need to do the tower key check if he doesn't want to. It is an item though. It is the Earth Crystal, but
yeah, I think I would have done the tower key check just to clear it and to get underground that way instead.
Yeah, but he doesn't know what it is because obviously, but kind of how it goes. And here's Flurry. We know where Flurry is now.
Flurry will find his real ultimate power. We'll see if he leverages it as quickly as Inven does. He will have some benefit of getting the Cecil double XP, even though it'll have higher base levels than Inven did the first time through. So that math is a little fun. While Inven is looking at the underground and Flurry is doing what Inven's already done, what's something that surprised you about playing this and what you've learned with the demi?
I think part of it is just how quickly, just how quickly you can turn a corner, and how much I want to gamble on a single check that I know is going to pile in the experience so that I can just start snowballing the seed out of control. I think just the biggest thing is just getting an earth crystal while Zod is kind of a crappy check from a key item standpoint can just cause your seed to snowball out of control instantly, or finding the right entrance can just cause you to go from, man, this sucks and I hate this game and I'm not doing anything, to 25 minutes later I was done.
Hey, a Baron key.
Hey, a Baron key. We love that. We don't know where the back of Baron is. Baron is a little bit changed, by the way. You'll notice that in Baron Town, our runners were able to go into the weapon armor shop and the rear entrance. However, there is going to be a sprite plugging up the Baron waterway at the moat, and you must have the key to walk by. Yeah, Inven's on 9 already here. Does Sheila have the goods, or is Inven just going to go straight to LST here? If Sheila has a key item, we're going to LST, but there's nothing here. 9 key items.
Still might go to LSD.
9 key items is my LST number. I'm not gonna lie. 9 key items, and I'm killing moon bosses for fun and profit, but mostly fun because I very rarely profit from that play.
Yeah, 9 is, it's one of those that is yeah, I hem and haw on it because I've had so many 0 key item moons. But yep, the later it is, the more stuff I've done that's dead, the more I'm willing to go to 9.
Yeah, I'm usually committal to it because it's on brand. Far be it for me to give up for things of being on brand.
Do you think Inven needed to save there?
Probably not. But
I think that is almost entirely I don't want to fight a gauntlet, so I'm gonna reset out of it to the gauntlet.
Yeah, this is that's pure reflex, right? That just feel Inven doesn't have the pure save reflex like a lot of other runners do too, which is the big thing, but that just feels like pure reflex, that it's just well, heck, if I'm just gonna leave a save, I guess.
Honestly, this is the third slowest boss Inven could have found here because it's 2 things.
2 targets.
I mean, I understand that beauty, but also Slap Wyvern ain't got a chance of getting anything out at either of these 2 locations. I swear this has to be, I don't want to fight the gauntlet, so I'll reset if it's the gauntlet kind of save. That would make some sense. That'd be very Inven-like.
Yeah, the last thing you also need is just getting Charm Wyvern, who just decides to charm the party, and then Cecil just picks everybody apart he's just on a rampage. Speaking of which, that's 20 wine. That's more than enough wine for the rest of this seed and the next. Inven's got the power now. With Bacchus wines in hand, I'm in LST at this point. Just face first. If he opens boxes here, he is going to get a key item here. There is a pink tail down here, which would be 10.
Yeah, and I think that is LST time, because this will give him another character too. He'll be happy enough with Edge. It's character number 5. He's got wine. Sure, why not? Hey, that's a vanilla shop. Amazing.
Wild.
That's almost vanilla shop.
It's basically a vanilla shop. It's as close to vanilla as you can get. All right. Well, Flurry has 5 key items and the world at his fingertips at this point.
Yeah, is he going to LST with his, like, that's where I would want to go with that Cecil. We might just be doing an egg, though.
I think this might be just... No, this is coming down. What was down here at Tomra? It was... Oh, it was the Sylphs.
Oh, because we got a pan. Yeah.
Because we got a pan, yeah.
Makes sense.
This gives you a Baron key. Did we see the Baron waterway? I don't think we've seen the back of Baron yet.
I don't think so.
That's weird for having all access to all the checks. Was it like... I think Lunar Zero was a pass-through we never did.
Yeah, and has Flurry been up on the moon and done those checks? Because those are still open, right?
He was on the moon and he did the moon checks, but I don't remember.
I don't remember them at all. I know he got the whale. Or I know Inri got the whale.
Yeah, no, Flurry checked everything on the moon before. It's just, vibes. Inven gonna get his 10th key item here. Enjoy Pink Tail. He's gonna go check the character.
Yeah, you want character number 5. Why not?
Yeah. Yep, Flurry has been to moon, Inven has not been to moon. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Cecil's once again saying you're closed, give them to me.
Man.
Or not?
All right, what's in Tomra? This is hair dryers, I think. No, this isn't hair dryers. Hair dryers were in Yeah, no, this is the lunar subterrane. This makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because Cecil's going to get more experience for Flurry than Inven got.
So 6
out of the first fight.
Yep, Flurry's on 6 key items. We know that there are 3 key items that Inven has that Flurry does not, or 4 key items that Inven has that Flurry does not. So it is very unlikely that there are 5 key items down in the lunar subterrane. Inven also found Damsian and just decided to. This is takes the hovercraft down to
Monster Town.
Monster Town at Cape Magnus. I know where he was. I was looking at his screen, paying attention.
The amount of times that I am looking at my own screen, paying attention. This is an interesting play.
Rat Tail turns to 11. Doesn't even need to do a single boss in the subterrane, actually. We also probably know now that they're in crap down here.
Yeah, it's looking pretty dry if Flurry stays here. But if he's doing Warlocks, I think he's not staying.
No, I think the intent is definitely to leave. He's got the hourglasses down at this point. So this will be Coffin. This will probably be what? Coffin, Life Potion, Coffin, Life Potion.
That's what I would do, but he's not doing it. So
he has an Assassin Dagger. That's why. Yeah. With them stopped and having taken an action after the hourglass fired, we are 100%. Oh, we're not 100% to swoon them. That one did not actually take an action, it looks like.
Or it had refilled enough.
Yeah, to not be perfect. Yeah, just cash him out. You
got 3 of them. I saw 3 of them in that inventory. Get rid of them. There we go. Go up. They're up.
There they are. You found them. I'm laughing, but this is how I make you. I'm so bad.
Oh, for sure. It is so much easier to see things when you're watching them from the restream booth.
It is way easier for me to talk about this when I'm watching rather than doing. Oh yeah, Inven also even. All right, Inven knows if there's a pass in the pass cafe too. It's time. 51 minutes.
Yeah, there was a joke after Inven put down a 102 yesterday in a seed that he's going to route a sub hour seed.
Yeah, and here we are. Like I dropped a seed that should have been a sub 70 and like 73, and I'm just like, yeah, sub 70 easy, no problem. Then Inven the next day is just like 62. Like what that? This is absurd, though. This is blistering. I've seen seeds of this. I've seen Inven take near 2 hours on a seed before, right? Like, I've taken 2 hours on a seed before. That's pretty normal. None of your checks are paying off, and the game is just being terrible at you. Not here. Everything was just like, you want a key item? Here's a key item. Please enjoy key item. Didn't even level the yang, didn't level the edge. He's just like, cool, we're just hitting the wine. It's the Cecil show, starring Cecil and literally nobody else. I guess Kane, maybe. Kane's got levels.
Or maybe throws up a Star Veil to maybe not get the counter nuke, and then we're off to the races. Door.
It's a door. And Flurry is in Tower of Zot now. Yeah, and Flurry is getting the full doors experience here. The nothing's paying off full doors experience.
Yeah, it feels bad. Although, normally at 52 minutes, you're like, okay, this is about to come together.
I'm gonna start
in the corner very soon, and we'll be nearly in go mode at like 110.
Yeah, and we're gonna just churn through the rest of the seed. We'll like 125. It's gonna feel great. I'm gonna sub 130 like a boss, and then you're gonna look over to the other screen, and Invenerable is going to be in level 3 in Z1R with 2 Triforces and a white sword. You're gonna be like, what happened?
This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife.
Sometimes just let the days go by.
Yeah, Porm's got a white shirt and a ribbon, and we know Cure 4. We're fine.
I think Porm has a horn robe for agility purposes here. Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah, here's the Star Veil that we definitely think you should want to get, so we can nerf.
We're not going to get to nerf this one. Our timing is bad. Maybe with the jam, actually, with only 3 characters, we might get. No, not even close. Nope. Yeah, no, I should have trusted my instincts there. I know better.
I don't think Porm's living through this one. Inven.
No, Porm's very dead. Now it's just time to the boys are leaving. Inven's got to decide if he wants to take another bite of the cherry, or if he just wants to juice up the team here.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do a little juice up the team. We're gonna go to the LST and fight a boss.
There goes the sub 60 though. Then,
yeah, I feel like that play was entirely for the sub 60, or we're gonna go wherever the heck this goes.
Yeah, Inven just wanted it real bad. This is the lunar subterranean. Oh no, this is not the lunar subterranean, is it? Am I lost? I'm lost. No, because
we already went through Tomra to get there. Oh, this is okay. He's going to Value.
Is he gonna? Is he behemoth it? Is he doing this for me?
Yeah, I think so.
Inven, you're a golden god. Do it. Turn on encounters.
It's also by far his easiest best XP.
There you go. Do it. Drink the wine and kill the behemoths. They're worth like 1 billion experience. Woo! I didn't expect to see this, but here we are.
That's right. Neither Tang nor Edgia need any levels or XP here. We just need it on Forum.
Goodbye, Edge. You're very dead, friend. We're gonna try and pick you up. No, we're not gonna get you. Cecil's doing 7,000 damage to this poor behemoth.
Like maybe the next one. I'll get another elf back.
Radia for Flurry here. You can, in theory, leave encounters on the rest of the way and just hourglass the other fights you get, because you could run into double dragons down on the 3rd floor, and it is worth it. Rydia Tella. Takes Rydia, doesn't take Tella.
Shock. Yeah, I agree with Plumeria right there in chat. Yang is your backup white mage.
I mean, Yang also at level 50 can just, also collapse Zeromus' skull with his hands.
Fair. He doesn't need utensils.
He can, as they say, make Zeromus catch these hands. Edge is garbage and useless, and so is going to stay dead.
Okay, cool. We got 360 extra XP, or 360k extra XP out of those fights. We're good.
Yeah, that's much better now. Now Yang won't die.
Or almost 1800 is far more comfortable.
And Edge is Edge. Rip to him, not different, just dead.
He's done plenty in lots of other seeds.
Yeah, today not his day. Flurry is getting a pile of experience onto his team here.
Which isn't something you say very often at the second Zot spot, but it's the case here with all the checks he's done.
Yeah, the extra 5% per check, having gone this deep into the seed at this point. Plus the extra 20% probably there. I think he's getting, probably not getting
he
20%.
20%. No, because that's based on your character's highest versus the lowest of the enemy.
Yeah, and you don't get the slingshot effect on these flags, so you don't get the double experience either. So
no, slingshot's there. The 2 times bonus for 10 key items is not, but slingshot is definitely down.
Whatever. Rydia is powerful now. Rydia can cast dragon spell thing, make the big booms.
I'm Larg.
I'm very tired. This has been an experience.
All right, we're back at it. We're looking at like another 102 for Invent as he fights the existential nature of the doors one more time.
If you think you can commentate doors better than we can, you're probably right. You should. When do races start for the side tournament exactly?
Signups close on Friday. I don't remember exactly what time. Races start shortly thereafter. It is a GSL-ish style tournament. So where people are with the current signups pool, I think we're mostly looking at 6 pools of 3 racers each. And there's going to have to be a little bit of figuring out exactly how the racers want to figure out things because it's not quite the 4 per pool that you have for real GSL.
Yeah, the intent is to do a 3-way race for seeding, and then the winner gets a bye, and then it's GSL groups otherwise.
Yeah. And I think that, I don't remember if this tournament or it was just mine that it gave you a little more leeway, but there probably can be a little finagling if schedules don't align well enough to pull it off that way.
But you should come out. I'm participating. I'm expecting to go 0 for the tournament and just, flame out, but have a blast doing it, hanging out with friends. So
yeah, these have been a lot of fun to play.
Sometimes you get lost. Sometimes it's terrible. Sometimes you end up in a situation Flurry's in, and you're doing every check in the game.
Yeah, sometimes you never actually check the Baron Chocobo Forest, and you forget to write down that you didn't check it, and it's your LST that had 3 key items.
That one didn't go so good, did it?
No. That was another dang, they're done. I'm 2 key items away from go mode seeds.
You could be like me, forgetting all 3 summon monster spots, needing 1 key item to finish, and instead deciding to go and do Sylph Cave.
Well, Sylph Cave is on brand for you at least, so that's good.
Yeah, I turbo bricked though. 0 for 7. Good times. Good times. All the items were behind underground access except for 1, which was at the Queen of Summon Monsters, of course.
I think my most bizarrely lopsided was 6 key items behind Yang on the moon.
Yeah, mine was on that particular seed. There were 11 key items on the overworld, and the rest of them were behind underground access. All 6 of them were all at Lower Babel. Both bosses, 3 chests. It was gross.
Yeah, that sounds pretty gross.
Yeah, it was funny. It was very funny at the end. It's just like, and then everyone on my stream was just like, so wait, where was it? And I'm just like, I'm like looking through my notes and going, oh no, I know where it is. I never checked Fabul because I did Fabul for my last key item, because the Tower Babel was in Fabul, which was at Sealed Cave.
Joy. But I dropped in chat the link to Gale Swift's fork where we're rolling all these seeds. It is one of the community-hosted forks where we've done a lot of creation of flags outside of the main randomizer. It's ff4e.galeswift.com/make, where you can go to roll your own seeds. Flurry gets his hook.
Flurry is now on lucky number 8 here, it looks like, for key items. Or is it 7? Can I count? 7. Half the dozen plus 1. I think Inven is fine here. Oh god, Porum got obliterated there again from 1,700 hit points. I'd say this is sketchy, but Inven's been at it for a couple of minutes, and here's Black Hole 2.
So Yang should be out there getting a life off on Porum and should be okay.
Yeah, but we are probably neck deep in Chemistry Town here.
Yeah, that too. If we got a Cure 3 or an Elixir to throw on Cecil.
There's Big Nuke. Is Yang gonna survive this? He does pretty handily. Luca Key for Flurry. Just easy, free. We only care about one thing, and it's Paladin Cecil with a Crystal Sword.
That might be the lowest I've seen Yang get nuked for in a Z fight. Like him taking less than 2k is a remarkable day.
Yeah, this is a kill now. That was the delay for Meteo. Yeah. God, been playing this too long, knowing the Meteo delay is and what's going on. Goodbye, Yang. You're dead now. Not that it really matters, because Cecil has 3,000 health and a Crystal Sword. GG, let's get out of here.
Yeah, GG, Jane, you get the kill. You were the hero, I guess. Sure.
Buck 4.
Yeah, that's a good time. These have been typically, like, I feel okay. Know that I didn't route it perfectly, but I feel okay when I'm in the 120s, 130s. Like, I had a chance to win a seed. Buck 4 is just bonkers good.
Yeah, like 90 minutes. I'm feeling great at 90 minutes. At 80 minutes, I'm feeling like I really accomplished something. At 70 minutes, I feel like a golden routing god. I really do appreciate that Inven took the crack at the sub 60, though, even though it did sort of turn to ash in his hands at the last breath there.
Kane's a pretty bad anchor on Sea Hero, just so y'all know.
Yeah, he's not ideal.
He's so good for like the first 2/3 of the game, though, which you didn't really have a first 2/3 of your game because you got Crystal Sword Cecil online at 24 minutes. What the hell?
I had to take the crack at the sub-hour Demi, if only for our conversation in chat.
Like where I was excited to find a seed that if I hit a coin toss in Sealed Cave, I sub 70, and I just didn't hit the coin toss in Sealed Cave.
But yeah, that's one of the another thing I really like is showcasing that there's a flag in this branch and in this flag set. I'm sure y'all talked about it, where if you are, what is it? If the enemy is more than twice your level.
If 5 plus twice the largest level in your party is less than the smallest monster level in the encounter.
Okay.
I made it to look it up because I'm a terrible commentator.
But basically it means if you can kill moon bosses or gold dragons early, you get bonus XP. And that's really good when you have a Crystal Sword Cecil. So, yeah. Ugh. Yeah, when that Crystal Sword, like normally, like, wouldn't necessarily go ordeals that quickly, but yeah, Crystal Sword Cecil, and we have access to the grind fight. It's like, okay. I'm a little sad that I had to. Okay, yeah, catch your breath. I was so sad when I had to add that Yang to my team. I didn't have to, but I knew that the Protect Ring would come in handy for poor little Porum. But I was really hoping to finish that with only 3 characters on the team, but clearly that was a little overzealous. So I'm glad that the seed bullied me into actually adding a couple of people. But when I saw that Edge came with a silver knife and a fire claw or whatever, I'm like, no, you're not really part of this team, Edge. Get out of here.
I mean, you could have kept shopping. There were Murasames available to purchase somewhere in the underground.
You could have LST'd for the 11th item too.
Yeah.
What is it? White Sword Altar or White Sphere Altar.
Oh, and a Sand Ruby down there. Sand Ruby would have been foo, but I'm honestly not sure how many bosses I fought. I guess we did Ordeals. We didn't do Dwarf though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did not do many.
Yeah. But yeah, love doors, love the flag set, love it when you can sneak in very early, power overwhelming. Also, it's really fun to, like, the funny thing is that I got Darkness Crystal, I launched the well, but then I found the well and just went underground instead and found what I was looking for. Because I knew I had the pan, and I think I may have already had the rat tail, and I'm just like, we're just checking doors now. We're just checking doors now. Luca Key is also kind of a freebie with the reset button, but I definitely preferred finding Yang and the Tail Trader to finding Sealed Cave. But yeah, whew, that was fun. Thank y'all for putting this on.
That was a blast. I do have one question for you.
Yeah.
Were you afraid of dying to something at Baron Inn when you had level 40 something Cecil?
No, the reason I saved was that if the item was garbage, I was going to reset, so I didn't have to keep the character.
Fair. Okay. I thought it was more, don't want to fight a gauntlet here, so I'm just going to reset.
That's a good point. A gauntlet would have probably caused a reset, but it was, if this item
I want to finish with 3.
It was. I wanted to reset out of the Yang, but Protect Ring, I'm like, that is a meaningful upgrade. I'll keep it. I was a little worried about Fabul Castle early because I hadn't saved in a hot minute there, but I'm like, Power Shirt, back row, what's the worst that could happen? And D-Liners are a little scary, but the Firebomb and jumping took care of them, so not so bad.
Yeah, the starter tier 2s also actually end up doing a lot of work in that fight if you wanted to do it that way as well.
Oh yeah, you can just throw them over and over and not have to worry about the setting up virus mode or anything. I suppose I can go get y'all a Twin Harp. And I'm going to dip out of voice chat, though. I'll get y'all a Twin Harp, and let me know when it's okay to cut, Plumeria. Thank you all for putting this on again.
GG.
Man, LST had the business. It had 3 items. What the heck?
Yeah, go at 8. Clearly, that's what that says.
Clearly, that's what this is just telling. Go. You got LST access, and you're at like 7. Do it. We're just gonna keep bringing the number down.
Odds are there's one seed with 7 key items there somehow.
You get 6 items down there, and then one of them is a chain out to a 7th. That's how you get 7 items from there.
Perfect.
Look, I haven't done commentary in a while, but I'm still shilling the LST. Let's be real. Selling that.
Can we get 10 key items? Like, I wonder how long it takes to find the seed where 10 key items are hidden behind the LST. Like, the only thing available beforehand is the Darkness Crystal, or however you get to the LST. I'm not even sure the LST is there's any requirement in order for you to go there. So maybe you could just everything behind the LST and say, heck it, let's go.
Look, I'm just trying to sell that great moon real estate at this point.
I heard moon stocks are up. Yeah, I do want to give a shout out to Xenocat, who was kind enough to lend all of her harp songs to the forks. So that we don't have to listen to Battle of the Big Ridge all the time, or the couple of things that I turned from MIDI files that were public domain songs into very minor harp tunes. So we get 300 plus harp songs here. It's really nice.
But I love Big Ridge. I'm just
I like
reminded
Big
of
Bridge like once a year, but hearing it
rem-
like every seed was a little too much.
I'm reminded of the Switch Theat rhythm, which has, I think I counted it. It has 10 different versions of Battle on the Big Bridge on it.
Yeah, that was a bone I had to pick with that. That also, I don't like Big Bridge that much, and it's also like I'm not good at that game, so it wasn't that fun to play.
Yeah, and like a lot of them were just there to be exceedingly high difficulty versions of Big Bridge, which is just silly. And like I said, I love Big Bridge. I've seen it played live a couple times now. Obviously, it's a song that many people will tell you is the best Final Fantasy song ever. I don't necessarily agree with them, but I don't argue with them about it because it's that good.
Yeah, I mean, many people can be wrong. It's fine.
This is true. We all know that Searching for Friends is the best Final Fantasy song anyway. Haters in the chat don't at me. Flurry getting the adamant now and is on 3, 6, 9, 10. That's almost 11.
Hey, we get to find what's in the pigtail too.
It's not an adamant armor.
No, but Kane ain't unhappy.
Now, what we know that Flurry does not know is that if Flurry goes down to the LST and does honest LST things right now and goes straight down to the ribbon altar, will get rewarded with key item number 11. He doesn't know that, but we can say it out loud.
And maybe he'll hear us, but unlikely.
Nah, Flurry's not watching this. Flurry has no idea what's going on.
Well, I mean, maybe we're loud enough for him to hear us up in the mountains. But since it's, time zones away from you and way south of me, unlikely.
True. Flurry doing it? Is Flurry doing it? Flurry's going to do it. And Flurry is probably going to come in with a time in the low 120s at this point. Going to take the walk to the bottom.
Yeah. Does he still have a signer and an hourglass? Or maybe he saves it post doing a ribbon room.
Mm-hmm.
And this flag set has been the brainchild of Flurry. He did a lot of workshopping it and trying some different flag combinations and stuff, and settled on something that really rewards you doing some searching and some learning the flags in some depth, and figuring out those places to apply real ultimate power to your seed in ways that are just enough different from what we've seen from other base flag sets, even if you ignore the doors portion of this, that it's been fun to play on that aspect too. I know we saw JP12323 in chat. He's the one who did the whole doors stuff. Scythe Marshall is the one who did a bunch of new experience flags that we're using 2 of them today in this. So like the whole community has come together and put together some neat stuff.
Sure. Oh wow, it's a free boss too, and he still has.
And we got a coffin. Heck yeah, let's go.
It goes for it immediately. Are we life glitching this too? Are we gonna get the full experience here? Not that we need it at this point. Oh heck yeah, do it. Make number go up.
And if only Flurry had his party in a better order, Raj is in the middle going first. He could have maybe gotten 2 or 3. But that's okay. He's got enough. Now, will Flurry, if Rydia's probably still going to be short of nuke with that HP total, even with the amazing amount of XP here.
I'm gonna get some level 3 elemental magic, I guess. Get some Cure 4. That'll be useful for later.
Yeah, I think Porm and Rydia are a little too low to go straight once he gets that objective cleared.
It's a rock. It's another Zeus Gauntlet. We didn't need it, but we got it.
Yeah, I mean, we don't hate it.
I mean, we like the fact that there's a key item in the other box. That's the big thing.
Yeah, but now Edge and I guess Edge won the thumb wrestle for the Zeus Gauntlet. Oh, Kane's probably wearing the cursed ring, so that's why.
Mm-hmm.
I do love how these seeds make you feel powerful enough that Porum at 1500 HP or 1400 HP is a good enough risk to try and go for it. If that's what Flurry is doing.
Eleven key items. Pops out to head up to the Pass Cafe as well. Decides not to walk the rest of the way. Which, at this point, I don't know if it would be faster or not. I like taking the LST walk. It feels like home.
Yeah, it's fun. I do enjoy that sometimes you have to do the math on whether it's faster to pop out and figure out where the pass was and the shop is. And do the, like, how long does it take to get there? How long does it take to do it from here? I don't know. New travel math is fun to do. And overall, just 2 key items different between the two of them in the end. Flurry had the Sand Ruby, and Ben had the package, neither of them used either. And then we had the Magma Key versus Earth Crystal. But Edge tosses a crystal. Cecil gets rid of his crystal for an Avenger soon. Or with that nice sickle to slow Z down. I think Kane was at 19 agility, so that's still going to put Z just to RA2, but, you know, Kane will do stuff. Did Flurry never go back to buy Bacchus one?
I thought Flurry had already bought them, but maybe he
Flurry
didn't.
found the shop without money, if I remember.
Yeah, Flurry might have been like broke, and also I guess found an Avenger. And it's like, yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely not go buy wine at the very end if I didn't. If I had that Avenger and didn't remember exactly where it was. Got a very favorable nuke bounce off of the Starbale Rydia put up. We're going to see if Asura is happy with this or not. Success.
Whee! This is, like I said, this is the standard power level of the Zeromus fight, though. Which is to state that you've got a couple of big heavy hitters who are heavy in hitting, or you've got a bunch of mages at level 55 and just do very direct reflex strats, depending upon what characters fall out of the seed.
Yeah, it has been nice that Z isn't too much of a trouble most of the time, and really when you're only pushing it at those very low times that Inven put up, do you have trouble with Z? Look at that, Porm's a champ. Cecil's a bigger champ. GG to Flurry, taking second place in the race with an official race time of 1:23.07. I assume we'll get Flurry, tournament coordinator extraordinaire, to hop in here at some point in time.
Yeah, 123 is a real solid time, like we mentioned earlier. Sub 90, you usually feel great. Just you got God routed. Life is terrible.
And not long after Flurry, third place Leaf comes in with a 1:23.45. So some good, nice close race.
Heck yeah.
Because Inven was silly.
Just doing Inven things, I guess.
Yeah, I think the summary of the seed is get your Crystal Sword Cecil going as fast as possible and then go to town. Otherwise, you'll just be a little bit slower than everybody else, or a little bit slower than the person who did that.
Yep.
And there's the Flurry. Welcome in, GG.
Thanks. Man, Inven's a beast. That's 2 seats in a row. 1-0.
He did it to you again. He went up ordeals much faster, and then did the quad ogres and straight down to the LST. And Cecil was at level 40 something at 28 minutes in.
Yeah, and then there were items everywhere, so the route you took almost didn't really matter at the end of the day.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, that part's a little bit of a bummer because there was quite a bit. But admittedly, like, there were a couple things I kind of wanted to show off, like all the exploration parts that, yeah, I definitely did too much exploration. But I also kind of wanted to milk, like, I knew I had a Warlock setup or even a Gold Dragon if I had to in the bag, but I wanted to milk it as much as possible. And it took way too long for me to get a 5th character because I wanted the double experience in the slingshot and the max level bonus. I wanted that to be the last thing I did before I got the grind fight. And then by the time it happened, I'm like, it's 40 minutes in. He had this like 10, 15 minutes ago, but it's cool.
It is. I mean, it's good to see two very different approaches, and so people can see like what happens when you don't get the Cecil and how you can approach seeds, and then also what happens when you do get ultimate power so fast.
Yeah, that was kind of the idea going into this race, was just kind of show off like different ways you can approach things. But ultimately, like, Crystal Sword is pretty good, man. It solves a lot of problems. Always has, always will.
Are there any approaches to things that you kind of want to plug before you plug the tournament?
So I thought, this was probably even more evident watching this in a race, but I do feel like well, for me, it could be different for anybody, but for a lot of people, I think one of the big things is going to be knowing when to stop looking for doors and go with what you got. And if you can get to 11 with what you got, you do it. There's generally going to be enough experience out there on these flags that you don't have to worry about dedicating too much to a grind. Like if someone wants to pick up the pickup race from last night, it was a really good seed to practice some kind of unique stuff, and that was probably the worst case scenario in that regard, as far as like having to do the most or different things for grinding, and even that wasn't that bad. So I think that's kind of like strategy wise how we figure out tracking. Like that's everybody in the tournament. You know, you can watch like a FFR entrance door rando. You can watch cross keys, and folks who have been doing that for years. You know, there's no obvious pausing or obvious time loss as far as tracking. We're figuring that out. We just got this 2 months ago, so we'll see how that progresses throughout the tournament. I know, like, I'm not great at it, but I've found something that works for me. And ultimately, I think if you want to get started with this, which I really strongly recommend, like, folks give this a shot, especially if you've like been around for a while and you're looking for something that's going to throw what you know about free enterprise for a loop. This is as good as we've gotten, I think, in a while.
Yeah, this has really good new questions.
Yep.
You want to tell us a little bit more about the tournament and where to go, where to sign up, where to watch stuff for that when races start and all that?
Yeah, sure. So door rates tomorrow tournament starts. Signups end on Friday night. So if you want to sign up, check out the side tournament Discord. I'm sure there has been something posted in chat about it, but if not, I believe there's an invite on the free enterprise Discord in the announcement section there. You can use the bot designed by one of our awesome commentators here to go ahead and handle signups automatically there. And we'll figure out the format. Like, it's listed for what we have for every set amount of people. It's kind of like, well, we have some ideas or some plans for this amount of people, but if you want to get in, now's the time. And then Saturday morning-ish, depending on, I don't like mornings, but depending on when I get around to it early, I'll have the groups drawn and we'll go from there.
Sounds good. Demi, any last questions or thoughts?
No, this was a blast. 123 is definitely not a bad time at all. It just happens to be that, invents a monster. What the heck?
For sure.
Yeah, I don't have an outro prepared like you had that wonderful intro, but we are going to go say hello to GDQ. And again, GG's to Invent and Flurry and to all the other racers who are still racing or did finish the race. And thank you, Flurry, for putting together this tournament, and then all the people making flags for this, doing such a great job, giving us new things to do. We really appreciate it. I hope you all have a great